2-2. How's everyone doing? Are you good? Oh, come on. Tonight's a celebration. You can do better than that. Are you well? That's much better. Well, good evening, parents, brothers, sisters, family, friends, past, present, and future students, and those that are celebrating their graduation tonight. Welcome to Melbourne Polytechnic's first graduation for 2023. My name's Ben Murphy, our world record-breaking comedy magician and illusionist, television host, overactor, and your MC tonight. Now tonight I am honored to be up here celebrating with you all what is the end of one of life's great learning achievements. Now even though it's the end of that, it's sure to be the beginning of a life filled with many exciting things as you continually evolve and learn and hopefully achieve all of your dreams. Now tonight we are celebrating a whole lot of exciting things. We've got graduating students from 155 people tonight. We've got students from the academic departments of Creative Arts, Human, oh yes, come on, why not? Give them a bit of a round of applause. Human Services and Education, Arts, Education and Agritech, Higher Education, Bridging and Preparatory Studies, and English as an additional language. And what a night it's going to be. A little bit later on, I'm looking forward to coming back out here and talking to you all about the importance of continual leaning. As we get older, it's very important that we continually lean and, sorry, I've read that wrong, learning. I was getting a little bit comfortable there, maybe not too early in the night. You can never stop learning, which is really pertinent in these times. Tonight, I look forward to welcoming you on stage to receive your certificates and join your loved ones in celebration of you all. I also eagerly await the speakers with words of wisdom to impart to you all. I too will share a little bit about my story and how my passion to continuously learn has seen me travel all around the world. However, without further ado, I think it's best we get the night underway. What do you think? Excellent. Now, can I ask you all to kindly stand for the official party procession?
We welcome people from all over the world to Melbourne Polytechnic to build one community.
Kusoo dhawaada Melbourne Polytechnic Community-ga Soomaaliyeed.
Melbourne Polytechnic le da la bienvenida a la comunidad latinoamericana.
Melbourne Polytechnic mengucapkan selamat datang kepada Indonesia Communitas.
Melbourne Polytechnic Gujarati समुदायને સ્વાગત કરે છે.
墨尔本理工学院欢迎来自华人社区讲普通话的朋友们。
Το Melbourne Polytechnic καλωσορίζει τους ανθρώπους που μιλάνε ελληνικά.
El Politécnico de Melbourne le da la bienvenida a la comunidad de habla hispana.
A Melbourne Polytechnic está de braços abertos para todos os falantes da língua portuguesa. मेलबर्न पॉलिटेक्निक पंजाबी कम्युनिटी का तहों दिल स्वागत करता है। शुक्रिया।
Melbourne Polytechnic accueille toutes les communautés francophones.
Ayubowan. Melbourne Polytechnic ayatnya obasama sadarjen piligana.
Melbourne Polytechnic и посакува добре дојде на македонската заедница.
मेलबर्न पॉलिटेक्निक बांग्ला भाषाभाषीদেরকে স্বাগত জানায়।
मेलबर्न पॉलिटेक्निक हिंदी बोलने वाले लोगों का स्वागत करता है।
Il Politecnico di Melbourne accoglie la comunità della lingua italiana.
ملبورن پلیتکنیک بترحب بالجالية العربية.
از طرف پرسنل و کادر آموزشی دانشگاه ملبورن پلیتکنیک به همه شما فارسی زبانان عزیز خوش آمد میگیم.
Melbourne Polytechnic chào mừng cộng đồng người Việt Nam.
I ljudi koji pričaju hrvatski su dobrodošli na Melbourne Polytechnicsu.
Melbourne'i Polytechnic tervitab eesti keelt kõnelevat kogukonda.
Melbourne Polytechnic приглашает украинское, российское, русскоговорящее сообщество.
Melbourne Polytechnic mengucapkan selamat datang kepada semua masyarakat berbahasa Melayu.
Melbourne Polytechnic 歡迎講粵語嘅朋友加入我哋嘅團隊。
Namaste, तपाईहरुलाई मेलबर्न पोलिटेक्निकमा स्वागत छ।
Melbourne Polytechnic welcomes everyone.
And how about a big welcome to our official party tonight? Now, a little bit of housekeeping before we get into this evening. Please make sure your phones are on silent. Also, turn your flashes off. Please take as many photographs as you like tonight, but please make sure those flashes are off. And just a little bit more housekeeping. Just to make it fair for everyone up here, we want you all to clap and cheer and celebrate each and every person that comes up here. It's an exciting night. But we do ask that once you've come up here and you've received your awards, please return to your seats and stay until the end, so everyone up here can get the same respect and congratulations to celebrate this exciting night as they all deserve. Now, I get the feeling tonight everyone's a little bit hesitant and not sure what's going to happen. Tonight, the most important thing is it's a celebration, and we want you all to make as much noise as possible. This is your family and friends coming up here and getting one of life's greatest achievements. I don't want to hear what happened at the fashion school the other day. I heard a mum say, "I'm proud of you." She was talking to a bag. So we want a little bit more enthusiasm for one another here. And just in case you don't know when to clap, I've come prepared tonight. I like to think things through. I've come prepared with my very own cue card. Oh, it works. Good. Nice. I'm not used to not being in a TV studio and having people know when to clap. So if things aren't going well, if one of the speeches going a little bit long, I'm just going to hold that up and you just got to do what the sign says. You know what? We're going to start. We'll just make sure the sign works and then we'll get into it. So applause, come on. Now, it's a reminder that photography will be taking place tonight on level 2 after the ceremony. But to get things officially underway, please welcome Wurundjeri man Daniel Ross for the Welcome to Country.
Hello everyone, my name's Daniel Ross and I'm a proud Wurundjeri man. And how do I do my welcome if I don't open my front door? Lecterns are too colonial. I don't like them. And how do I make you welcome to my home, my ancestors' home, when I've got a barrier in front of me? So I'm going to walk away. The next is you've probably been on Google and gone, but how's he doing a welcome? He's white. I'll get there. Another is that I'm normally told I've got 5 minutes to do my welcome, and that's where we fail, because my story starts at the beginning of time, so we should be out of here by at least 9:30. Bunju is our creator, the wedge-tailed eagle. He created everything we see, from the stars in the sky to the roots of the trees in the ground. He taught us how to listen, how to care. What does that mean? How do we listen? How do we care? How does that cultural practice from the beginning of time reflect on what we do and who we are today? We've got a season called Porneet. I think you fellas call it spring. But when the wattle blooms, we pause and we check on our old people. Last year we lost Uncle Archie, Uncle Jack, Auntie Margaret, just to name a few. But it's an exciting time as well. We see yam daisies coming to flower, tadpoles in ponds, fresh new beginnings everywhere we look. 235 years ago, though, everything we knew would change. Is it for better? I'm still undecided, but we're here. The MCG was once a place of song, ceremony, dance, decimated for a sporting field. What we knew as home wouldn't be home anymore. We were forced off to places like Bolam and Billabong, known as Bulleen today, and then eventually Coranderrk. Coranderrk was our first mission, known as Healesville. At the mission, Uncle Billibulary negotiated the first treaty, 12 axes, a few bags of rice, and a couple of blankets. The Crown ripped it up. These fellas aren't worth that much. But at that signing were two little fellas, Uncle Simon Wonga, Uncle William Barak. And if any of you are gaming enough to visit the shrine and you look towards Carlton, you'll see Uncle Barak's face standing over 30 stories tall, overlooking country still today. Uncle Barak holds a special place in my heart. He gave my great-grandmother the tribal name, Bulum, white butterfly. I'm not sure if you've noticed them recently, but they've been in abundance, gentle, caring, nurturing. The old people had a way of knowing. Nan was instrumental in opening the first health service for Aboriginal people right here in the state of Victoria. 1967, we had a referendum and we voted yes. Aboriginal people are human. I don't understand that. We've got places right here in Victoria that have human occupation at over 120,000 years and growing. Not long after the referendum, I started school. Proud little Aboriginal boy. I turned 21 last week, by the way. And I wanted to share my stories with my friends, peers. Except my first day of school was traumatic. I was told I wasn't Aboriginal because I was white. I went home broken. I cried. I didn't want to go back to school. And my grandfather, a very wise elder, he sat me down. The old people have a way of knowing. He explained to me the reason that I was fair-skinned and my cousins weren't was because I was born in the daytime and they were born at night. But as I got older, the truth came out, and we were encouraged to not to date other Indigenous girls and boys purely because we didn't know if they were our family, because we didn't know where our families were put when we were dispossessed not that long ago. We're fortunate enough to come back together, though, and not dwell on those horrible things of the past, but embrace Bunjil's law on how we come together, how we listen, learn, and care for one another. And if we all embrace those fundamentals set at the beginning of time, we'll all move forward collectively as one for better. I'd like to welcome you all to my ancestors' home, my home. But before I do, I want to acknowledge my elders past and present. But pause and pay my respects to all of you and acknowledge your elders past and present also. Woman Jika Arundri Bullock, Yemen Gundibik. In a Wurrung language, I just said welcome to the traditional lands of the Wurundjeri people. Our traditional lands go west to the Werribee River, north to the Great Divide, east to Mount Borbor, and south to Mordialloc Creek. Now, the first lie I told you tonight was Woman Jika means welcome. It doesn't. It's what we're all here for tonight. Woman Jika means to come with purpose. Thank you.
And another big round of applause for Daniel Ross. Thank you so much, Daniel. I'm now pleased to invite our Chief Executive to give her congratulations and welcome to you all. Boasting an extensive history with Melbourne Polytechnic and in the wider education community, our first female CE was appointed in 2017 and has been in the VET sector since 1986. It's my absolute pleasure to welcome to the stage the CE of Melbourne Polytechnic, Frances Coppolillo.
Welcome everyone. I'd like to commence by acknowledging the Kulin Nation, the traditional custodians of the lands on which we are gathered today, and pay my respects to elders past and present, and any elders we may have with us this evening. I also acknowledge traditional custodians of the lands from where many are joining us this evening. And my heartfelt thanks to Daniel Ross for his lovely welcome to country. Graduating students, members of the Melbourne Poly Board, distinguished guests, Melbourne Polytechnic staff, family and friends, a warm welcome to the Melbourne Polytechnic's graduation ceremony for 2023. It's an honour and a delight to be with you here tonight. This graduation ceremony is a celebration of learning and achievement for you, our graduating students. It is also a celebration for us, your family, friends, teachers and staff who've supported you and who have come together to share this moment with you. While I'm sure that the completion of your qualification feels like the end of a learning journey, I suggest to you that it is really the end of the first chapter and the beginning of a lifelong journey of continuous learning. It will come as no surprise to any of you that we live in a world of constant change and that the pace of change is accelerating. The recent global pandemic is a powerful example of how profoundly the forces of change can disrupt our lives without warning. From global events like these to technological innovation and shifting global economy and job markets, the world around us will continue to change and impact our lives. The best way to adapt to an uncertain environment is lifelong learning. It equips us with the necessary skills, knowledge, and the mindset to navigate change, and it can help us also unlock the doors of opportunity. In making it to your graduation tonight, you have proven that you have what it takes to learn, develop, and achieve in a rapidly changing world. You are well prepared and positioned to take on the challenges and opportunities that lay ahead. Be open to all that comes your way, remain curious, and find the opportunity in every moment, no matter how hidden that moment might seem. Stay curious. Make learning a priority in your personal and professional life. Make time for podcasts, online courses, books, workshops, debate, and meaningful conversations. You will find opportunities for learning everywhere. Learn to take calculated risks and don't be afraid of failure. It may well be your best teacher. If you can embrace lifelong learning as a way of life, you will continue to achieve great things and make a positive impact in the world and to the people around you. As you close this chapter of your learning journey, and as your lives and careers unfold, we look forward to welcoming you back to Melbourne Polytechnic in the future to continue your learning. On behalf of us all at Melbourne Polytechnic and your family and friends with you this evening, we offer our congratulations and best wishes in reaching this significant milestone. Congratulations. Thank you.
I'll keep it going for Francis, ladies and gentlemen. What I love about nights like these is it's a chance to look forward and believe in the impossible. But it doesn't always work. Like tonight, I believed that I'd still fit my favourite pair of pants that I had prior to lockdown. Not everything is possible, but it's good to aim. I'd now like to introduce Mark Blanks, Executive Director of Academic Operations, to deliver the academic address.
Good evening, everyone. Wow, it's fantastic to be here, and a little bit of a secret for all of you. We're just as excited on the stage to see you here graduating, looking fantastic with your families. In fact, I think it's better than Christmas for us. Francis spoke about the importance of learning, and an academic address sounds terribly stuffy. So I thought I might talk a bit more about the importance of learning, but add in some variety. For those people in here who are a little bit geeky, I might talk about Star Wars. Where are our Star Wars fans? I'm going to talk about vacuum cleaners. Where are our vacuum cleaner fans? Fantastic. All right, let's get on with it. So first of all, I'm absolutely honoured to be speaking to you here today. I'd first like to start by congratulating each and every one of you for completing your qualification and making it to the finish line. I think you deserve to give yourself a big round of applause. Well done. Well done also to your families, parents, friends and supporters. They're likely the reason that you've gotten this far. So for all of our graduates, could you please give our families and carers and parents and supporters a big round of applause? Next up, while we're still giving applause, because it makes us all feel good, well done to your teachers and your academics, your lecturers. It's their knowledge, passion and support that help you get to this point today. So, you've graduated. What comes next? Well, as Francis sort of alluded, the world is a complex and ever-changing place. You just need to turn onto the TV and watch the news for one night and it all becomes overwhelming. It's hard to predict what the future will look like. With global challenges such as climate, supply chain, economic downturn, artificial intelligence, just to name a few, these are all challenges that have no simple answer. There's no off-the-shelf solution or template that we can use to follow and address these challenges. No class can prepare you for this. But let me tell you, you're ready for it. So, how do you navigate these uncharted waters? Simple. Never stop learning. I'm going to give you some tips on how to be a lifelong learner. First of all, this sounds very counterintuitive because you're all grown up, you've completed a qualification, here you are at graduation, and what I'm going to tell you is, first of all, learn not to grow up. Let me take you back to a time in your life that you may not remember, but your parents and grandparents and those who love you probably do. I want to remind you that you have been learning ever since you were born. In the first 3 months of your life, you didn't understand what was happening to you, or realise even that you were a separate person from your mother. You would cry when you were hungry or tired, but between 5 to 7 weeks, you would start to do little things that made you that little bit more human. For example, you would smile, and they say the smile is just the reward that we give parents to make sure that they keep you. By 3 months, though, you could laugh out loud. And interestingly, up until 3 months, you could feel but you couldn't think for yourself. But after 3 months, look at everything that happened for you. You learn to focus your vision, you learn to reach out, you learn to explore and learn things around you. Your brain developed and you learnt the process of memory, language, thinking, reasoning, and you haven't stopped since then. Or have you? In 1968, a researcher investigating creativity named George Land gave 1,600 5-year-olds a creativity test to see how highly creative they scored. This, in fact, was the same test used by NASA to select innovative engineers and scientists to become part of the space program. He retested the same children when they were 10 years of age in 1968, and then again 15 years of age in 1983. After that, he later tested 280,000 adults to see how highly creative they scored. These are the test results, and they may surprise you. So for the 5-year-olds, if you remember, there was 1,600 children. They scored 98% on the creativity test. And the creativity test showed things like, if you gave a child a paperclip, what would they use it for? And for a 5-year-old, there were multiple options that they could use a paperclip for, more than just a paperclip. For the 10-year-olds, so this is just 5 years later, they tested the same 1,600 children. They scored 30% on that creativity test. 5 years later, he tested the 15-year-olds. 1,600 children again. They scored 12% on the creativity test. So when he tested those 280,000 adults who were 25 plus in 1985, they scored 2% on the creativity test. What we have concluded, said Land, is that non-creative behaviour is learned. And from this and similar research, we can conclude that creativity is not learned, but rather unlearned. So, my advice to you is hold on to that inner child. Remember to play, to explore, to imagine, to laugh, to enjoy those silly moments, think about what could be, and most of all, create. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid and learn to embrace your fears. Sometimes, when something seems hard or out of reach, it's easy to let our worries or fears of failure get in the way. Francis spoke about this just before. Sometimes it can feel overwhelming. Sometimes you'll feel in that moment that tremendous grip of anxiety. Can I do this? What if I go for that new job? Can I take on this big project? Should I put my hand up? Will someone else beat me? Well, I'm here to tell you, you can do it. Remember, you don't have to be perfect. No person is. Put your best self forward, and that is enough. Learn to breathe. The older I get, the more important I know. Learn to breathe. It sounds simple, but it's one of the most important things you can do. Look at the evidence. Look at what the facts tell you. Ask yourself, what would a friend tell me to do? Most of all, have a go. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And if you fall short, it's okay, because failure is an opportunity in ugly wrapping paper. Now, to quote a famous philosopher, who we're going to put on the screen in just a moment, where are those Star Wars fans? You might know who I'm talking about. We haven't got it on the screen yet. All right, it'll come. There we are. I'm not going to do the voice. Yoda said, "The greatest teacher failure is." How many failures would it take for you to give up? 1, 5, 20, 100? How about 5,127 failures? That's how many times Sir James Dyson failed. Now, you may know the name Dyson. It's a household product that many people have. I'm not taking any sorts of endorsements or kickbacks from Dyson at the moment. I'm just talking about his vacuum cleaner. So who's James Dyson, may you ask? He invented a certain famous vacuum cleaner. This was inspired, talking about that creativity at the start, about never losing that inner child. He was inspired by walking into a sawmill, of all things. And in that sawmill, he saw a conical centrifuge that was made to spin dust out of the air. And Dyson, at that first point, imagined the first bagless vacuum cleaner. Dyson would then next spend the next 15 years perfecting his design in a process that resulted in 5,127 different failures, or as he liked to call them, prototypes. These were tough years for the fledgling inventor and his family. By 2,627, my wife and I were really counting our pennies, Dyson wrote in 2011. And I could imagine that conversation with my wife by the time we got to 2,627. She must have been a very patient person. By 3,727, my wife was giving art lessons to get some extra cash, said Dyson. She was wonderful, but most other people thought I was mad. And I think that's just a great story about those people who support us along the way. Imagine if Dyson had have gave in. For all of us who've spilt a bag of potato chips on the carpet, we're grateful that he didn't. Jokes aside, failure can be hard. It can be humiliating, and it can hurt. But that will pass. Be curious, as Francis said. Ask yourself, why? What if? Ask, what happens next? Bounce back. and bounce back again. This is called learning. Lastly, the last piece of advice I'd like to give you is you must pass on what you have learned. We stand on the shoulders of others. Modern Homo sapiens has been meandering around this planet for more than 160,000 years. We began making simple tools with simple communication, and over the centuries, we have never stopped learning, sharing, and helping others. It's our powerful ability. You are here because someone passed on to you what they learned. I am here because someone passed on to me what they learned. We're all here because generations have passed on what they know to us. So, let me let you in on a little secret now that you've graduated. This is one of the things the teachers don't tell you in class. You know what? Your teachers are just people like you. They struggle with new ideas, they study and they learn too. In fact, the secret is everybody is a teacher and everybody is a student. Sometimes it's formal, sometimes it's not. In life, there are really no teachers, there's no students, there are just people learning. Learning is the key to life. It's the fire in the mind, it's the light bulb moment, it's the keys to success. It is a refuge in adversity. It sheds light in dark places. It's the passport to new worlds. It is hope. Learning is essential to life. When you stop learning, you stop living. So in closing tonight, I'd like you to remember 3 simple words from this address. Never stop learning. Thank you.
I'll keep that applause going for Mark, ladies and gentlemen. How you all doing? You doing okay? Good. I like to, throughout the evening, just test that everyone's staying awake and everyone's participating and keeping focused. I walked on just a moment ago with a big, giant card in my hand. I'd like to hear everyone, what is the card? Queen of Hearts? No, it's the King of Clubs. You guys have to, you've got to wake up a little bit, pay a little bit more attention. Now, we're going to move on just a little bit here. Tonight, we are celebrating the achievements of 156 Melbourne Polytechnic graduates for 2023. Supporting the presentation and announcement tonight is Jordan Winfield from Melbourne Polytechnic's International Office. Welcome and thank you, Jordan. Let's commence the ceremony. First up tonight are the graduates from the Department of Bridging and Preparatory Studies. Please welcome Tracy Pearman, Manager Bridging and Preparatory, to present these awards tonight.
The graduates for Diploma of Auslan are Ajit T. Agustin, Elizabeth Mary Bolden Hostmark, Thomas Bradford, Natalie Breakwell, Julie Canosa, Sarah Jade Davies, Janine Downey. Monica Elliott. Raquel Fasano. This student also completed the Certificate 4 in Training and Assessment. Catherine Gronow. This student also completed the Certificate 4 in Auslan. Emily Harrison. Jordan Harrison. Renee Hoare. Samuel Hines. Hannah Jewell. Melissa Matthews. Michelle Matouche. Edva Miasis. Georgia Bell Myers. Katrina Louise Minard. Kate O'Keefe. Ella Preston. Rachel Preston. Matilda Ruddick. Michaela Sazama. Michelle Teresa Stevens. Emily Tester. Lee Tompkins. Reem Wakim. Please join me in congratulating them.
Congratulations for all of our graduates. And thank you, Tracy. It's really lovely to see everyone clapping and cheering and being so supportive of one another, and it's super delightful to see all the people coming up here to accept their certificates with huge smiles on your faces. You should all feel immensely proud of yourselves. It's incredible. Now, each year at graduation, Melbourne Polytechnic presents Outstanding Student Awards. These prestigious awards are available to Melbourne Polytechnic students who have demonstrated a capacity for leadership and demonstrated outstanding levels of skill within their fields of study. Students are judged on 1, career and study achievements in their field of study, 2, communication, team and leadership skills, and 3, ability to represent the training system at a broader level. Joining years of previous Outstanding Students of the Year, tonight we'll be congratulating the Outstanding Students of the Year for 2023. The Bridging and Preparatory Student of the Year Award for 2023 will be presented by Tracy Pearman.
Good evening, everyone. It is a great honour to present this award tonight. The award for the Outstanding Bridging and Preparatory Student of the Year for 2023 is Thomas Bradford.
My name's Thomas Bradford and I studied Auslan at Melbourne Polytechnic. Auslan was kind of woven through my life. I grew up and had some deaf family members, so I kind of grew up watching them and seeing all the barriers that they had. They started learning a little bit of science, so I thought, why don't I start learning as well? But I watched them have to move from school to school to school because they never found the right fit for them. They had so many barriers in their education, so that was quite difficult to watch. There is that immediate kind of disconnect between being the only deaf person in a family of hearing people. I had some incredible teachers throughout my whole diploma. They all were fantastic in their own right, and you know, I take a little bit of each teacher with me. So when I first found out that I won Student of the Year, I felt quite proud of myself, and it felt really lovely and warm to be recognised by my teachers for the amount of work that I put in. The teachers specifically have really set everyone up to succeed if they put in the work, and to go out into the community and really be a strong advocate and be welcomed in the community as well. Throughout all my classes and all my training at Melbourne Polytechnic, you learn not only the language, but you learn the culture and what it means to be a part of the deaf community. And a big part of that is advocacy for the deaf community. And they make that very, very clear that it's not enough just to learn the language. You have to really make that effort to be a part of the community and advocate for them in not only when they're there, but when they're not there as well. I'm advocating for my deaf clients in employment to get them jobs, to help them stay in jobs, to really make their workplaces safe and accessible for deaf people.
Congratulations, Thomas. Thank you, Tracy. That was really lovely. Tracy, incredible job. Audience, there was a drum roll opportunity there, and you were all really, really silent. We're going to have a couple of more drum rolls. So when the drum roll sound effect happens, we want you guys to participate. So let's have a practice go. Let's get the drum roll going. Good, and the crowd goes mild. We'll work in the wild as we continue. Now, please welcome Director of Foundation Studies, Pauline Moreau, to present her department awards.
The graduates for Certificate 4 in EAL Further Study are Pontipa Saksong, Zhang Ying Yi, please join me in congratulating them.
Congratulations to all of our graduates. Pauline will now present the Outstanding Student of the Year Award for the Department of English as an Additional Language.
Let's give our graduates another round of applause. And thank you, Ben. The Outstanding English as an Additional Language Student of the Year 2023 is Riza Kargar. And Riza isn't able to be with us tonight, but I encourage you to put your hands together and congratulate her once again. Thank you.
It's no English, they're taking advantage of you. They pay you less money, you do a lot of hours. When you know the English, you learn all of why I did it late. Yeah, if they let us to do it before, I could be in different situations. When you study English, you learn a lot what you can do. Even replying to some of the emails from immigrations or the lawyers, you know. And to be honest, this is the best thing I did in my life. I didn't waste my life or time for nothing. And I recommend it to everybody, come to Australia as soon as they can, join the English class and go to the next step. Don't waste your time, and you have plenty of time.
Congratulations, Riza. Now, as Riza can't be here tonight, if you are friends with him online on any of the social media platforms or you see him out and about, please be sure to go up to him and congratulate him and allow him to experience a little bit of the love tonight. Another big round of applause for Riza. I'm now delighted to welcome back Pauline Morrow to present the Outstanding Foundation Student of the Year Award.
Thank you, Ben. The Outstanding Foundation Student of the Year for 2023 is Desi Palavan. And Desi isn't able to be with us tonight, but we've got a video to have a look at where we hear something about the barriers and the achievements of our Outstanding Student of the Year. Thank you.
I actually haven't looked at this in such a long time. This is the first copy of Vogue that I ever bought with my own money. My mom always used to kind of like buy them for me once in a while, just as a little like surprise. It means a lot to me because this is kind of to me like the first mark of when I finally started to figure out what I actually wanted to do. Whenever I buy them now, I'll read them and then I'll cut out the things that I like and I'll stick them on my wall, but I'll never cut this one. Perfect condition. My name is Desi and I'm currently studying my third year of VCAL at Melbourne Polytechnic. School for me, I kind of was picked on for things when I was younger to do with my appearance and also my background, which was a bit tough, I guess. When lockdown started, the first initial lockdown, I had a really tough time. I wasn't getting out of bed and I needed assistance from doctors and things like that to get back to my normal self. When I look back at it now, it's heartbreaking to see how much of a toll my mental health took on my mum. It's kind of hard not to feel guilty when you love someone so much. After I was on the right path, we decided that mainstream schooling was not good for my mental health. I was 100% the kind of student who had to get dragged out of bed every morning by mom. But now I'm up before her. I love going to school, I really do. Not only has it taught me to love school and appreciate school so much more, but it's also taught me how to be myself every day is just pretty cool. I've always loved writing and reading. I always found it as a kind of way to get my feelings out. Journalism to me, it's like being able to speak to so many people. My teachers took so much time to just, encourage me and motivate me. It makes you think that you can do what you want to do. And just because you've taken a different pathway, it doesn't mean that you're any less worthy. They saw that I did have dreams and hopes, and I really couldn't have done it without them. The Student Voice Committee is something we have at our school. I guess I got into it because my class voted for me, and I've been re-elected 3 years in a row, which is pretty cool. It's good to know that my peers trust me so much to elect me for that role. Finding out that I was going to be awarded Outstanding Student of the Year, it was kind of surreal, because if you'd have asked me 2 years ago if I thought I'd be here, absolutely not. And it makes me kind of emotional. I'm sorry. Because I just didn't care about anything. It just makes me really happy that I can make my mom proud of me and make myself proud of me, because I was never proud of me before, but I am now. My mom, if she was lying on her deathbed, she would FaceTime to see what I'm up to. She's literally the greatest mom in the world. It's corny, but she really is my best friend. Why I think that I enjoy being a leader and why I think that other people see me as a leader is because I like to create an environment where everybody feels welcome and everybody feels heard. And I like to be in an environment where I feel welcome and heard as well. So I feel like being a leader doesn't mean being above other people. I feel like it means having the ability to bring everybody together and make everybody work together.
Congratulations to Desi. And once again, to Pauline. And as the previous to the last person, if you see Desi around, be sure to go up to her and congratulate her. Now, we're getting on with the evening, and it's time to do something a little bit exciting. To present and welcome to the stage our guest speaker for tonight, I would like to welcome back Melbourne Polytechnic's Chief Executive, Francis Coppolillo.
Congratulations to all our graduates and award winners so far tonight. I'd like to thank our MC, Ben Murphy, who is also our guest speaker tonight. Ben knows a thing or two about the need for continuous learning. Ben has already made a name for himself as a world record-breaking comedy magician and illusionist when COVID hit. It brought an abrupt end to his international live performance schedule, forcing him to pivot quickly. Now Ben presents a national radio show and produces his own TV series, Live from St Kilda with Ben Murphy, soon to be called Please Welcome with Ben Murphy. On these shows, Ben has interviewed some amazing guests. Some of his personal favourites includes English actress and chat show host Miriam Margolyes, Aisha Firebrace, Tom Allen and Human Nature. We look forward to Ben sprinkling a little magic here tonight. Please welcome back Ben Murphy.
Oh, $100 that cost. That's all it does. A feather turns into a stick. Done. Well, thank you, Francis. So weird to introduce you, to come back up here, speak and introduce me, for me to come back out and talk about my favourite topic, myself. I want to explain to you all how after I graduated, like you all are tonight, that life immediately fell into place and all my dreams and goals were instantaneous the moment I walked out that door, just like yours will be. The reality is very far from that. At my age, the learning, changes and pivots never stopped, and I actually haven't arrived at my end goal. My dad taught me from a very young age, you never stop learning. When I was really little, he threw me into the deep end of a lake. He thought throwing his son into the water was the fastest and surest way to learn. Not for me to swim, but for him to promptly learn CPR and resuscitation. And ever since I was a kid, I wanted to be a star. And I found my start of my path to fame and fortune was by doing tricks, like cutting my brother in two. It would have been a little bit easier if he was my half-brother. Strap yourselves in, there's 10 minutes. I was obsessed, as I said earlier, with making the impossible look possible. So I started out busking to performing at kids' birthday parties, then corporate events and awards nights. I'd set out and started to piece together my dream, step by step, and learning each phase as I went. Every time I mastered a performance space, I had to reevaluate my work and modify it for the next. Performing in the streets for coins and a hat is very different to performing at large corporate events for a fixed fee. I learned pretty quickly that the best way to learn any chosen field was to say yes to everything. Well, except to say yes to the sweet old lady who approaches you at the airport and says, "Can you carry her bags through customs?" Say no to that. Say yes and worry about the how after. The learning part is surprisingly easy, but grabbing onto opportunities and saying yes to the unknown is the hard part. In my 20s, I was offered my very own Vegas-style show in the United States of America. The caveat was that I would perform the infamous Houdini water torture cell, a trick where the magician is handcuffed, shackled by his feet, lowered upside down into a tank filled with water that's then padlocked shut on the outside. The magician has to escape before he dies. I was asked, "Ben, can you do that?" "Yes," I said, "of course." I'd never done anything remotely close to that trick, but I accepted that contract because I really wanted it, and learnt how to escape upside down by starting off practicing hanging upside down on the monkey bars at the local playground. I got every book I could and watched every YouTube clip I could and learning how to slow my heart rate down. I even practiced holding my breath underwater by being face down in my bathtub at home. Speaking of bathtubs, for Christmas, my mother-in-law said for Christmas she really wants something for the bath, but it turns out she hates toasters. The study paid off. I achieved breaking the world record for the most consecutive performances of this illusion performed by anyone, beating even Houdini. Something that wouldn't have happened if I wasn't prepared to learn and be afraid. Whatever you do, always give 100%, unless you're donating blood. Upon returning to Australia, I was offered another amazing opportunity, this time in China. I was asked, Ben, do you speak Mandarin? Yes! Of course I do, I said. Problem was, I'd never been to China, let alone speak it. The closest I'd ever been to China was having the sweet and sour pork at a Westfield food court. I downloaded every language app I could, and I got my script translated to Mandarin, which I learned. This was a lot more difficult than I realized, but it gave me 8 amazing years touring back and forth in China, a brief tour in Mongolia, 2 primetime TV specials in Asia, and the best part about it is the Chinese love magic. They also really love merchandise, and all of my magic merchandise is made in China for about 52 cents each, and when I tour China, I sell it back for $10. It's a pretty special place. I really love it. Now, at the end of 2019, I decided I was going to retire from overseas touring and find a way to be successful here in Australia, something I hadn't as yet done. So I signed my final contract. 18 months was long enough that I could plan and prepare for what I was going to do when I returned. I came home for a month's break early 2020, a little breather before the Farewell China Tour began in March 2020. Well, we all know what happened globally and the many lives it affected. I lost my contract. I didn't get a chance to say goodbye. I was suddenly thrown into unemployment with no real-world skills that could help me make some money in a new world. And if one more person told me just to pivot, I was going to lose my mind. I was gutted, depressed, and completely and utterly lost for a good few months. Like crying daily and unable to get out of bed bad. I was in a really bad way. Then it dawned on me that all of the things I wanted to achieve when I came back from touring, I could start immediately. I wanted to try radio, so I enrolled in several courses: media law, reading for radio, creating radio and podcast content, and a lot more. I loved learning new things. I volunteered at Vision Australia Radio, reading magazines, which then transferred to me having my very own chat show on Joy 94.9, where I got to be more myself and interview some famous people. I really enjoyed that, so I started a video/podcast show independently and directly contacted celebrities that I admired and wanted to talk to via Zoom, like Gretel Colleen. Channel 31, our community station here in Victoria, had seen a few of these and asked if they would air them on their channel. I thought about this and realized that what I really wanted to do was a proper TV program, something where I could sit and talk to fascinating people. But also, as an entertainer who lost absolutely everything, I wanted a platform where fellow variety entertainers could perform and showcase their talents, as apart from competition shows, we don't have anything on TV in Australia. So I came up with my dream show concept, and I said to Channel 31, "Can I make this?" Yes, they said. So great. I signed on for 13 half-hour episodes. I had no cameras, no crew, no editing experience, 0 experience producing and hosting my own TV show, and no money to make it. But I was now legally bound to 13 episodes. So research and learn I did. Phone calls, meetings, GoFundMes, begging for people's time and advice consumed me. And here's the thing I learned. If you need advice from a professional, and you approach anyone in a place of power or a place of knowledge with respect by A, knowing who they are and what they themselves have achieved, and B, you can communicate to them what it is you want for them, almost everyone that you cold call and approach is going to offer you time and advice. It's quite amazing. That old saying that there's no stupid questions is 100% true. Before long, I had a venue to film in, a production company, 7 cameras, sound equipment, LED screens, graphics, logos, music composed, a team of 36, and almost all of it was made for free and with volunteers. Mind-blowing. Those initial 13 half-hour episodes were a hit, and immediately another 13-episode season was extended to an hour, was ordered. However, at that same time that season 2 was ordered, I was offered my very own breakfast show on ABC Radio in Perth. I was also then asked to return to China to start that contract that I never got to start, and I was even offered more money. I found some tough days where I had to decide between money and a guarantee of employment, or gamble on the dream TV show and the amazing crew I put together. I gambled on myself and my team. We filmed season 2 last year with a live studio audience. We had publicists contacting us and asking if their clients could be on the show. No longer was I begging them to appear. People had seen Series 1, enjoyed the show, and were impressed with the quality. So we had guests from Miriam Margolyes, Vanessa Amorosi, Dr. Carl from Neighbours, and more. We also got on more platforms. And Channel 31 was our starting point, but also 44 in Adelaide, Face TV in New Zealand. We were on Foxtel, and we were also on national TV in Fiji and Vanuatu. Even though I was airing initially on a community platform, we wanted to aim big and create something that was commercial quality. It paid off. I took the worst thing that happened to me and everyone. We were all impacted. Sorry, it's a speech impediment. The loss of my job and income, and used that time to learn. Finally, things were on track, or so I thought. Earlier this year, I was performing my magic show on board a cruise ship. In the middle of that show, I was assaulted by a man from the audience. What followed was the worst experience of my life. I was badly bruised and injured, humiliated in front of an audience of 1,200 people with a big company, the cruise line, suddenly claiming there were no witnesses to something that was performed in front of a theatre. Luckily, people have camera phones, and very quickly, I got footage of my assault and planned how to spin it. I posted these videos, and within 24 hours, I had over 6 million views. Over all my platforms, it's now had over 13 million views. And I was news right around the globe, with articles in New York Times and Post, Daily Mirror. I was on the TV show Inside Edition in America, A Current Affair here in Australia, and celebrities like George Takei from Star Trek were sharing my story. Cruise ship's official statement was there were no witnesses. As you can see, there was a couple of people there in the audience. So they still claim no witnesses. But for 1 week, I was the most talked about magician in the world. Always look for a silver lining. Again, I took something bad and learnt what I could use it for good. It got me Blue Tick verified, which then got me in talks with Amazon Prime UK and USA, where Series 3 of my TV show will be airing with a name change. We're about to start filming, which is very exciting. Giving my little chat show a global audience and access to more celebrities and ways to monetize my dream job for myself and the crew who volunteered to get it off the ground. It also got me in pre-production as the host of a documentary series on violence and its seeming tolerance and indifference within our society. Through me speaking out, countless other people who've also been assaulted on cruise ships have come forward. My voice has given them a voice and is helping us build a case to make lasting change in an industry that really needs it. Though the future is uncertain, I know if I back myself and am prepared to listen and learn continuously, I will always be on the path I am meant to be. If someone offers you a job that you can't do, but you really want to do, say yes and then go and learn it. If someone says you're crazy, you can't achieve that, say yes, I will, and go and prove them wrong. And when someone asks you at the airport to carry their luggage through the customs, say no. I really cannot stress that enough. Believe in yourself and back yourself by always preparing yourself. Put in the work and say yes to make your dreams a reality. If I can achieve what I have, each and every one of you can and will also, if only you take the time to continually learn. Thank you.
Thank you, Ben. Wow, and thanks for sharing some of your incredible experiences with us. Ben's ability to learn, sometimes very quickly, and he turns obviously setbacks into opportunities, and that's truly inspiring. Please join me in in thanking Ben.
Thank you, Francis. Thank you so much. We'll now get back to the ceremony with Andrew Gennon, Manager of Creative Arts, VET, to present the awards for his department. Welcome, Andrew.
The graduate for Certificate 4 in Glass and Glazing is Tessa Wallace. Please join me in congratulating her. The graduate for Diploma of Jewellery and Object Design is Julia Irwin. Please join me in congratulating her. The graduates for Diploma of Live Production and Technical Services are Jaden Bennett. Frances Victoria Nell Brunton. Alana Giselle Citino. Roxana Violeta Lily Lois Sutoros Stefan. Claudia de Adam. Lydia Day. Murray Duckworth. Claire Edbrook. Catherine Heading. Rory Yarenchuk. Sophie Lyons. Erica Moffat. Samuel Victoria. Sky Window. Please join me in congratulating them. The graduates for Advanced Diploma of Music Industry are Emmanuel Laurent Michel Buenosol Cabat. Eviginas Di Luca Pereira Kanda Baruge. Joshua Mancini. Rowena Murray. Thomas Warner. Please join me in congratulating them. The graduates for Diploma of Music Industry are Diana Plaster. Kieran Salzuk. Harrison Terrell. Please join me in congratulating them. The graduates for Diploma of Screen and Media are Joanna Gilby. Imogen Sutton. Please join me in congratulating them. The graduates for Diploma of Photography and Photo Imaging are Charlie Barker. Natache Kampang. Please join me in congratulating them. The graduates for Certificate 4 in Photography and Photo Imaging are Luigina Carla Bozzetto. Mina Azmi Sami Kayed. Alistair Edward John Kennedy. Mina H. Protz. Please join me in congratulating them. graduates for Diploma of Theatre Arts are Mahi Moduris, Benjamin Luke Schmidtke, Grace Spencer, please join me in congratulating them. The graduates for Certificate 4 in Visual Arts are Sheridan Kayea, Jesse Carpenter, please join me in congratulating them.
Congratulations to all of our graduates. Give them another big round of applause. Incredible effort. I now invite to the lectern Andrew, who will present the Outstanding Student of the Year Award for the Department of Creative Arts, VET. And let's hope those drum rolls continue to get a little bit better as we go along. Andrew.
Thank you, Ben. The Outstanding Creative Arts Vocational Education Student of the Year for 2023 is... Alexander Sandbrook. Unfortunately, Alexander couldn't make it tonight, and we don't have a video, unfortunately. But congratulations to Alexander.
Congratulations, Alexander. And once again, for those of you that are friends with Alexander online, or if you see him out and about, be sure to say congratulations to him in person or online and let him feel the love tonight. Now, we're getting there. We're almost at the halfway mark. It's fine, no, it's fine. Please now welcome the Manager of the Department of Human Services and Education, VET, Catherine Kondekis, to present her department awards.
The graduates for Certificate 4 in Allied Health Assistance are Amila de Silva, Indiwari Jayamana Mohotege, please join me in congratulating them. The graduates for Certificate 4 in Child, Youth and Family Intervention are Emerson John, Timothy Rankin, please join me in congratulating them. The graduates for Diploma of Community Services are Pei Feng, Juliana Alejandra Gallego Pineja. Sasha Giacomello. Christian James Nolan. Georgia Oakley. Heather Owen. Jaylene Marielle Kiaonza. Vida Rafiezade Kermani. Caitlin Raw. Kurtigan Shanmuganathan. Daniel Tedler. Please join me in congratulating them. The graduate for Certificate 4 in Disability is Min Chi Nguyen. Very well. The graduates for Diploma of Early Childhood Education and Care are Diana Rose Basham. Junru Chen. Yanmei Chen. Bong Tue Chuong. David Dowling. Wei Fang Du. Bianca Garcia. Layal Ibrahim. Michaela James. Jessie Lorna Catherine Jones. Hannah Jordan. Lahiru Marushanki Kolone Apu Hamilage. Vivian Lay. Liliana Sierra Giraldo. Caitlin Smith. Emma Vandenhoven. Sarah Veljanoska. Please join me in congratulating them. The graduates for Certificate 4 in Training and Assessment are Inderjeet Kaur, George Carstens, Tanvir Dingra, Sarah Elmas, Lauren Fox, Manjot Gacha, Gordon Gunn, Erin Hamilton, Shilpa Jain. Madhya Kalhur. Sirendran Nagaratnam. Rupali. Sandeep Sandhu. Mahnaz Tabatabai.
Let's give our Human Services and Education graduates another round of applause. Kathy will shortly present the Outstanding Student of the Year Award for the Department of Human Services and Education, proudly sponsored by HESTA. HESTA is the only national industry super fund dedicated to people working in the health and community sectors. HESTA has been a proud partner of the sector for over 30 years and remain a leading profit-to-member industry super fund. HESTA is very proud to partner and support the future recognition and development of health and community service workers by sponsoring this award. A round of applause for HESTA. Please welcome to the lectern, Kathy.
Okay, where is it? Okay, thank you, Ben. Okay, so the Outstanding Human Services and Education Vocational Education Student of the Year 2023, proudly sponsored by the HESTA, is Vida Kremani. Please give her a round of applause.
When I was going to school myself back in my country, I had a teacher who unfortunately wouldn't teach us a lot, and I was struggling. Then I decided to just buy books on the subject and teach myself. And then I started teaching my classmates and my friends, and this is how I build up like skills, teaching skills. I'm Vida, and I'm from Iran. I actually studied community services, diploma of community services. Community services is community members' interactions, problems, issues. I actually did 400 hours of placement. The first 200 hours was in an NDIS service provider, and the second 200 hours was in a mental health clinic. I understood that how good I am in dealing with difficult clients. I gained a lot of useful information, and I actually realized what's going on in people's lives. All those clients who wouldn't cooperate with you, they are the genuine ones. That's what I can tell for sure. I ask myself what I would do if I were at their shoes. I might even do worse. What I actually do is teaching English as a second language. All classes to me look like little communities, and each student represents a part of the community. Now I'm able to help him as a professional. Winning the award, well, at first when I heard about it, I was shocked. Burst into tears, like out of happiness. This thing hadn't happened to me before. That's why I couldn't believe it at first. It means a lot. I can tell it's one of my biggest achievements in life so far.
Absolutely beautiful, Vida. Congratulations once again. On behalf of the Institute, thank you to Hester as well. And you said in that little video there, Vida, that that's one of the highlights of your life. I'm sure there's many more to come. Another big round of applause for her. Tonight, Rachel Cowley, Manager of Arts Education and Agritech Higher Education, will be presenting an award to a graduate from the Department of Business and Construction. She will then present the last category of awards for her Department of Arts, English and Agritech. Welcome, Rachel.
The graduate for Bachelor of Information Technology is Mehtab Shahid. Please join me in congratulating him. The graduates for Bachelor of Agriculture and Technology are Manjinder Batoye. Divya Singh. Swikriti Thapa. William Wesley Widagdo. Please join me in congratulating them. The graduates for Master of Creative Industries are Shane Henry. Belinda Newick. Brody O'Halloran. Please join me in congratulating them. The graduates for Bachelor of Education, Early Years and Primary are Alice Gobert. Dia Tri Hastuti. Jenny Lizeth Hernandez Diaz. Toi Trang Long. Aurélie Estelle Marie. Sienna Ritoli. Jennifer Elissa Symes. Christelle Taouk. Pooja Verma. Rachel Nicole Volpe. Bianca Walkley. Please join me in congratulating them. The graduate for Associate Degree of Early Years Studies is Rachel El Ali. Please join me in congratulating her. The graduates for Bachelor of Illustration are Natalie Dixon. Lorenzo Rodas. Please join me in congratulating them. The graduates for Bachelor of Music are Emery Barker. Aidan Robert Black. Tracy Curry. Michael Ferdinand. Dua Patabendige Kavin Chamilka Fernando. Karina Lehmann Sepulveda. William Andrew Matheson. Please join me in congratulating them. The graduates for Bachelor of Songwriting and Music Production are Oscar Mauricio Garrido Pallares. Gregory James Stapowski. Please join me in congratulating them.
Thank you, Rachel, and a round of applause for all of our graduating students tonight. Come on. Rachel will now present the Outstanding Arts, Education and Agritech Higher Education Student of the Year. Please make Rachel feel welcome.
Sorry, just have to find where I'm up to here. Thanks, Ben, and congratulations, everyone. It's a fantastic night. I'm presenting the Outstanding Student for Arts, Education, Agritech, Higher Education Student of the Year for 2023, and the winner is Thoi Trang Luong.
So many times about why I want to be a teacher and why I want to work with children. It's not always, a wonderful day that you have at school, but they always make you smile, and it's very rewarding. The first student that I taught in my first year going to university now, and they still text me sometimes because they start to use social media and say, oh my God, I cried a lot when you left, and they always text me I go to that high school and I go to this uni. My name is Chang. I studied Bachelor's of Education, Early Childhood and Primary in Melbourne Polytechnic. When I first came here, I did my placement in the high school, and I look at the kids and I look at the curriculum and, the educational system and all that stuff, and I was shocked. I didn't have any idea of, what was going on, and the kids are really tall. They all taller than me. I realized that I do love working with the younger kids, seeing them grow up and learning new things every single day. And they would just like repeat things. Some children, I see them from their first step until they graduate kinder school and go into prep, and they still come back and visit it. So I think it's just really fun. I don't know, I just love it. I'm from Vietnam. I came here by myself. I didn't have any friends or family members before I came to Australia. So it was challenging, especially during COVID. When I first started, I was scared to talk to anybody in the class. There's language barriers that I need to overcome. It took me a while to be able to speak with classmates and speak in front of other people. Once I get a little bit more comfortable in the environment, I start to talk more to a lot of different people, then my English has gradually improved. We've learned a lot.
And make him feel some love. A big thank you too to our Auslan interpreters, Linda and Kim. Thank you. A big thank you to Melbourne Polytechnic Floristry team, and our thanks to Pantelis Crestus and Judd Harley for their foyer and performance in the foyer even earlier this evening. Excellent work from them. If you could all please be upstanding for the academic procession. I invite you all now to please join us in the foyer for the next hour for a post-graduation celebration. You'll meet Melbourne Polytechnic staff and other graduates and their guests. And a final reminder that photography will be taking place on level 2. It's a thank you and a good night for me. Congratulations once again.